Okay, tuli Canada eno gye bagobye ambassador wa Uganda ne bamufuumula ne bamutika ku nnyonyi ne bamuzza Uganda era ng'ogwo nno omulimu gwakoleddwa bannaffe aba National Platform Kyagulanyi Center mu Robert Bobi Wine. So tugende Canada eno tulabe ki ekiriyo, then ate ebigambo tugenda kuba wamaggwe tubyogera oba nga tubigamba.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Banaye Katonda w'amaanyi. Mwenna abali wano mukimanyi nti convention yaffe okukyaza abakama baffe okwogerako nammwe Canada wano ey'okubiri. Nsooka okubeebaza bakama baffe abatindiza olugendo ne musalawo mujje mubeere ne Canada mwongere okutugaziyiza okutukuumira mu nkyukakyuka n'okutubuulira ebifa e Uganda n'okulaba nga bannayuganda bonna abali wano e Canada bafaayo nnyo okulwanirira ensi yaabwe. Convention ewedde yatambula bulungi bakama bange, era bannayuganda abali wano e Canada basanyufu nnyo okuddamu okubeera nammwe era bakkiriza nti buli kimu kijja kutambula bulungi. Programu yaffe mbufunze olunaku olwaleero nga tumaze okufuna eddoboozi y'abakama baffe, tugenda kuva wano tugende twenyigire mu mipiira gy'amasaza ffenna bannayuganda wano e Canada gye tuba nagyo buli mwaka. Buli omu bagenda okwogerako n'omukulembeze ali wano amubuuzeeko, tufune communication ye eyawamu ne networking. Lunaku lw'enkya tukoola community yaffe, tukoola Canada yonna eyawamu, mujje twenyigire mu conference yaffe. Ku guno omulundi bigenda kuba byanjawulo nti eno conference yammwe. Omwaka oguwedde bakama baffe bano be baayogera, temwasobola ku amaloboozi gammwe kuwulira, naye ku guno omulundi conference yammwe, byonna ebigenda okuba mu conference yaffe eno bye tugenda okuzaayo ewaka bigenda kuva mu mmwe. So tubaaniriza mujje, mukama waffe president waffe Honorable Kyagulanyi Center mwali era yatuuse dda era abalindiridde. N'olw'ensonga ezo nja kuzaayo omuzindaalo ow'omwogezi otutwale mu maaso mu n'enteekateeka yaffe ey'olunaku.
Gawe muwulidde waggulu badde nsaba abagenyi baffe bonna abavudde Uganda buli omu atweyo eddakiika emukiyakizeeko olabe enteekateeka bwegenda.
Era tubalamusaako mwenna baganda baffe bannayuganda bannaffe abali Canada, mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala olw'enteekateeka eno okwenyigira mu struggle eno okubanga muwagira nnyo ekibiina kyaffe ekya NUP ate era n'okwagala kwe mwagalamu ennyo pulezidenti waffe. Era ng'enteekateeka eno ndaba nga giya nene nnyo gye mutaddewo era nga mmanyi enkya tujja kusobola okubaawo mu bungi ennyo ate era n'okulaba nga tusobola okunyumyamu kino na kiri okulaba bwe tusobola okutwala struggle yaffe maaso okuba ng'egguka. Nze mmanyi buli kimu kye musobola okukola mukikoze ate era nga mukyabikola okulaba nga convention eno eggwa bulungi nnyo ate nga esinga ne ku mulundi guli eri egwasooka. Bye bigambo byange naye nga sobola kuba nga songera kubeebaliza. Mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Zake. I'll maybe use English to balance it up. We are very happy to be here in Canada, in Toronto. We were very happy yesterday to be in Edmonton and before that in Ottawa. And we are really glad and grateful to see the passion and the vigor and the interest the people of Uganda still have in advancing this struggle for good governance. We are here because we are bringing the revolutionary message. Last year we were here and it was a very, very great convention, which we believe advanced our struggle in many ways. And we believe that this year's convention will not be exceptional because we shall be using this opportunity yet again to advance the cause. We appreciate the people of Canada and the people of Uganda who are here in Canada for the great work they've been doing. the protests, and the great work in different aspects, really. So we are here. I want to join my voice in calling upon all of you people, wherever you are, to join us. I mean, in these activities. Today we're having a football match, and tomorrow we're having a very, very big convention where we shall, have an opportunity, hopefully, to listen to you and also to give you a message from back home, and to see how together we can work to advance the cause of freedom back home. Thank you.
Abasebo ne bannyawo baganda baffe mwenna abali Canada tuli basanyufu okuba tuli wano. Emirundi mingi bwe tujja Canada tuba tuzze kulaba baganda baffe ab'enjawulo abajja wano, so si tetuba tetugenze kulaba abantu babeera eyo mu nsi y'e Canada. Kituzaamu amaanyi bwe tubasanga tuzze okubagumya n'okwongera obbannyonnyola nti ekikwekweto ky'okutwala Museveni na Kyema tukyakikwasiza maanyi. Tuzze nammwe ng'abantu abalina stake mu nsi yammwe okulabika nti twongera okwogerezeganya n'okulaba bwe twongera okupika ekintu kino buli omu afune eddembe lye nga Museveni agenze. Tubasaba enkya mujje mu bungi tubeere nammwe tusobole okulabika nti ffenna twezzaamu amaanyi ate n'okutandika oba oli awo omulimu gwe twatandika ogumaliriza. Tubaagala nnyo enkya tubalinze mu bungi, mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala amaanyi ge muteekamu buli kaseera ng'Essiggi bw'agambye. Tusinkane enkya. People power. Our power.
Yali Manyisolo agenda kwogera Luzungu era ate yogera Oluganda. Ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted once again to be here in Toronto, Canada. The other day we were in Ottawa, then went to Edmonton. We are delighted to be here. We always are whenever we come to connect with Ugandans who left home, not because it was an exciting thing to do, but conditions pushed them. And I want to appreciate colleagues who have come from Uganda. Chairman Sejemba, Sejemba Martin, Honorable, is the district chairperson for Mpigi. He's the youngest district chairman in Uganda. I think at the time he was elected, were you 24, 25? Yes, 28. You were 28? Okay, there you are. So we are deliberate about building leaders, young leaders, so that they can come up and fix our country. We really are glad that we could come. We are looking forward to connecting with Ugandans who are here. There's a lot of work you are doing. Many of the things we are going to talk about them tomorrow as we interact. But we firstly appreciate you for the resilience, for the stamina, the steadfastness, the advocacy. It has added a great deal. You know, some of the sanctions that we see, people being expelled from places like here for being jokers. Why? Because you are insistent. Kanuka press conference kakulangirira nti twaze twabasazeeko era nga wetuli nnyo. Okay, maybe Chairman Sejemba can also say hello.
People power.
Our power.
Our power.
People power.
NUP.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
NUP.
Hey, I'm Sejemba Martin, the LC5 chairperson of Mpigi district. I'm also the sub-regional coordinator for Greater Mpigi, but I'm moved by the enthusiasm and the connectivity from the diaspora. We came to assert our role we're doing, fight back home, and also be part of this diaspora team. I'm delighted that we are with the President, SG, and our leader of opposition, who are leading us steadily back in Uganda. And I also want to thank the efforts you're doing on media and all the efforts. I think we are just a few steps away from taking the regime down and having the dream president, Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, in power. I can't wait for tomorrow. I think great messages are going to be shared, and I think we shall draw a lot of achievement back then. Like I said, I can't imagine the systems that in the countries where most of our people are running. You cannot imagine having a dream president taking over and reconstructing the country back home, and none other than Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, the people's president. Thank you.
Thank you so much. First of all of us, I want to welcome our comrades, Mr. Stephen Wekunda and the wife from Australia. So we are so glad. Thank you so much. As we continue, we are going to entertain a few questions because we have other programs that we have to run. So, you know your arrangement. I think you just raise your hand, be brief, and then straight to the point. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My name is Clinton. I am getting as a team. And I'm also here representing my colleagues who marched to Parliament. My question goes to following the march to Parliament protest, where citizens voiced their frustration with the government's action, various ongoing issues. We have also seen decisions made over the Parliament holding the city that is going on at the moment. We want to know, what is your perspective, Jim? Do you believe that democratic sessions can effectively address the root cause of public dissatisfaction, or do you see this as a diversion from this? And my second question is goes to General Secretary. How is the party mobilizing human rights violations? Specifically, what are your strategies for the voices of the Ghanaians in diaspora?
Is it fine if we took the questions at once and then we respond at once? Huh?
Yeah, I
If
think
there's
it's
any
much
other
better.
question.
All right. Thank you, Clinton.
Man always has a question.
Can we have another question? Yeah, yes, Mr. Kaveri.
Thank you so much. So, my name is Ali Harrison Kaveri, Selections Media. I think you preempted Joel, Honorable Joel, you preempted my question when you actually mentioned some people, actually jokers, are being sent back in. My question is around the same, and specifically what I want to ask is that what does that sort of, what picture does that send the rest of other career diplomats or diplomats generally representing the country? So your immediate reaction, basically, how you receive the news and how that is impacting on different and lastly is around, as we speak right now, there is a prominent political analyst, and that's Joseph Tamale the left. We've seen the president has actually come out to speak about, but this is someone who has actually been castigated. You and other opposition leaders, how have you received the news of his death, and what lessons can Ugandans really pick from the Tamale's death?
Maybe tufune kimu ekirala.
So mbale nsaba tufuneyo kimu ebibuuzo bitano tusooke tubiddemu then tulabe how we can proceed. Kibuuzo kimu kaye.
Wisdom mine is on 1.7 billion corruption scandal, which happened with the Honorable Mpuga and the rest of the commission. Of course, there is a court ruling. All court ruling, kyetwandyagadde okuwulira nga mwogerako kubanga twalabye omukulu Honorable Mpuga yayogedde ebintu bingi which went out of even the court ruling, tunyonyola nga yannyonnyodde bye mwawulire tayagala kuddamu. So abantu bali mu diaspora bandyagadde okumanya, most especially from the SD or leader of opposition, what you guys you have to support.
All right, thank you so much. We
Let's
can
pick
proceed.
the final one from this match. This is the only one.
Ekibuuzo kyange ekimu ku byo ndasookera kubuuza nti bakama baffe tulaba nze omuntu wa bulijjo bwe ntwala omuntu mu kkooti musango ne gunsinga nze amututteyo kkooti esobola okusalawo bwe mpaabidde n'andiyirira ne muliyirira. So tulabye nnyo gavumenti ya Museveni ng'ekwata abantu oba kidnapping. Tulabye nnyo kidnapping oba abduct abantu ne babatwala ne tulwana okubajjayo ne bakomawo nga balina njala abalala ne batemeddwa kubiddwa bwe tubajjayo ne tusanyuka nnyo nti tubalolodde. So waliwo enteekateeka yonna ey'okuwabira gavumenti kubanga oluusi emisango giggwa nga tebalina musango. Gavumenti esobole okuba nga ekompasetinga abantu abo obudde bwabwe obulumi n'okuboononera amanyi ekimu ku byo kye.
Okay. Yakuddamu byenziramu ebimu specifically bibadde bya SG, but he can also add his voice to whatever else he is happy to. Regional seatings, Clinton. There's just too many things that don't make sense back home. This regional seatings idea is one of those. Firstly, the way it was processed. Somebody comes up with an idea, which in her view is a grand idea. I don't know where she got that from. Speaker of Parliament. That all of a sudden transporting the entire Parliament to the different regions of Uganda is such a brilliant idea. I just don't understand. Anyway, be that as it may, I've always told the Speaker of Parliament, she is a Speaker of Parliament, but she is not Parliament. That's something that Anita Mong needs to get at the back of her mind. It needs to sink in her. Yeah? It has not sunk yet. She imagines that she is Parliament. She's not Parliament. She's a Speaker. So I told her a decision like this is supposed to be processed by the different organs of Parliament. Firstly, the Business Committee, which determines the business of the House. Number two, the Parliamentary Commission, especially for matters that have got a pecuniary implication, a financial implication. So you cannot just sit in your office and you take such decisions. So this is one of those, and that's why, for starters, I'm against it. The way it was procured, the process of it, that Parliament should not be run by, like it is a kiosk. Anita Among and the brothers and sisters company, I don't know what. Parliament is an institution. Anita Among is there today as Speaker. Tomorrow she will not be Speaker. Without a doubt. She's not going to be Speaker forever. Maybe she imagines she will be Speaker forever. I don't know what's wrong with her. I mean, she should know that better than anybody else because she wasn't Speaker before. She is Speaker now. So that shows you that you can be Speaker and tomorrow you're not. It's important for systems to work. But number two, and even more problematic, away from how this idea was put together, it doesn't make sense. Logical sense, political sense, financial sense, economic sense. It does not. Her view is, you see, when Parliament goes to the different regions, then the people are going to benefit from Parliament. That's such a joke because Parliament sits in Kampala. I don't know to what extent the people of Kampala as a region, or you can broaden it, have benefited from Kampala being the host of Parliament. The city is riddled with potholes. People have just died under garbage. The garbage heap falls on people in this day and age, you know, right in the outskirts of Kampala and so on and so forth. So the idea that we go to the different regions and then whether it be we get to hear the concerns of those places and so on, each of those places has got a representative and more in parliament. Those people, they know the concerns of their people. That's why the people elected them. Raise those concerns in Kampala in our plenary chambers. We don't have to transport the entire parliament at that huge cost. It does not make sense at all. Besides, even when we go to Bulu or Mbarara, Mbale, Masaka, it still will be parliament. Either a hotel will be hired, maybe a hall like this, or tents will be put up, and it will be an enclosed place, parliament. That means strangers will not be allowed in parliament. Maybe at most there might be a few invited guests like LC5 chairperson, maybe a few councillors, but they will also be in the gallery. They're not going to participate in the debate of parliament. So that's why it doesn't make sense at all when you say that we are going to interact with the people. How? When they're not allowed to speak even in parliament. It's not like we're going to have a rally. Even if it were a rally, how many people are you going to speak with and that kind of thing? So right now, it's not that we don't know the concerns of the people. The people in northern Uganda, and I'm glad, while some leaders from northern Uganda have decided to politicize this matter and tribalize it in a way, there are some who are saying, I had a lady, the Honorable Biga Rose, a woman MP, that's part of northern Uganda, and you know, the other side of West Nile. She's saying, look, this money that is going to be spent on these regional sittings, there are war claimants in northern Uganda who have been due for compensation for so many years. Why doesn't that money get to be used to sort out this issue? So what she was saying is, the concerns of northern Uganda are known. Honorable Biga Kanye has been raising, or Biga Rose has been raising these issues in parliament several. And so she is saying, like some other regional leaders from northern Uganda, that they have been raising these concerns. So let parliament not pretend that they don't know the concerns of the different regions, that now you have to transport the entire parliament at that huge cost, because you're going to transport 556 MPs, ministers, staff of parliament, because when parliament is to sit, it's not just members of parliament, it is staff, and we normally have several of them. All those have got to be transported, going to spend about a week in each region, all the costs connected to that. Why? So I think that the speaker is using this really to, I think she thinks it will help to sanitize her. The public has a not so good image about her, so she thinks by taking parliament to the people, I'm going to become a darling of the people. I don't think that works for you, Madam Speaker. Corruption in parliament. Clinton raised that, and Kaye, I'll combine it. There's rot in Uganda generally. Of course, some people have been saying, but Joel, why have you just focused on the corruption in parliament? First of all, that's not true. You know, we have been hitting tables about things like Ruwa Hospital. We've been talking about the grand scale of corruption in various sectors of our economy. But now there's a bit more attention in parliament. I sit in parliament as leader of the opposition in parliament. And so, as I am saying, let's fix the health sector, the corruption thereof, and all the other sectors. My backyard, I want to start with my backyard. Yeah. As we are telling Mr. Museveni to stop the corruption that begins right in his office, which is a reality. As we do that, I'm saying I've got to do the same for my backyard as well, which is Parliament of Uganda. It's not enough for us to point fingers at everybody else, and yet our backyard in Parliament is such a mess. So that's why we are putting a bit of focus there. Ugandans is good at speaking out as well. The protests by the Gen Zs, young people, they are saying we have had enough of this. There are challenges because we have a speaker who is hell-bent on frustrating the fight against corruption. Why? Because she's a participant in this. And that's something I'm not afraid to say. I told you there are people who fear the speaker. I don't know what they fear about the woman called Anita Among. I respect her as Speaker of Parliament, but I have no reason to fear her. Not at all. In fact, you should be more afraid of me because I'm going to keep pointing out these issues of concern in Parliament and in her office. But I want to encourage Ugandans not to give up the fight. The censure motion has been on. We collected adequate signatures to censure these corrupt commissioners. These fellows sat and they decided, the commission has several members, but they invited themselves, just a small clique, deliberately left out all the others. And then they said, now let's share money here. That time when I was still engaging with my predecessor, former leader of the opposition, some people have said that I might have something against him. I have something against corruption, whether it be my colleague in the party, whether it be Anita Mong, whether it be Mr. Museveni or whoever. I said, but now, a few months into office, you are saying you want to appreciate yourself or you're being appreciated. I said, now, why exactly were they appreciating you? That government is saying, you have opposed us very well, so we are appreciating you for opposing us very well. I don't know. Some of these things don't make sense to me. Maybe they do to some people. But me, I don't know. Sibitegeera tikakati obadde oli mu kuvuganya government. Government nega atusanyuse nnyo tuvuganya bulungi, tuwakanya bulungi, katukuwa akasiimo. Bane ezikyuzi sikitegeera tekinkolera makulu si maybe waliwo abakitegeera abayinza okunyambako okukitegeera ninze ngaze sikitegeera kubanga ofuna omusaala ne allowances zo kakati bwoga nti government ekuwadde akasiimo ate ng'olina gratuity ng'omubaka eri mateeka ekyo si nti government eba ekuyamba pension ne gratuity weebiri naye kakati kino kiri extra government eri mu kusiima weebale kutuvuganya bulungi kutuwakanya bulungi era ne mu minutes zaabwe ne bagamba nti this is personal to holder abasoma ebintu ebyo nti zino sente za Mathias Mpuuga ng'omuntu si za lopu mulala yenna anajja ne mubuuza nti kakati nyingiddewo nga lopu awo nga tukyayiwayamuko ku nsonga zino kakati bwekinaatuuka nti naye njagala saabisa naga nti kiseera bwe kituuka naawe ojja kuteesa ku nsonga yo ojja kusaba naawe z'oyagala nga ggwe Wana mubuuza nti kati buli leader agenda lopu agenda okujja mu ntebe era tejafuna wezi nti naawe ojja kuteesa ezizo z'oyagala banaye ekintu ekyo kiba kikyamu buba bubbi muyinza okiyita ekintu ekirala kyonna naye ekyo kyekiri. Okay, yes, of course speaker avuddeyo n'agamba nti ensonga eno kooti yagyogeddeko abantu bano baagenda ne beetwala mu kooti manyi balowooza bagezi nnyo bafunayo omuntu waawo bakozesa okuteekayo omusango mu kooti well ekitali buzibu buli awo naye ne bateeka ensonga bo ze baagala which is okay era kooti nevaayo neegamba obuzibu ne kooti teyabayamba bo nga bwe balowooza kubanga kooti yagambye nti ekintu kino kyayita mu mateeka naye ate mu musango gwe gumu kooti y'emu negamba nti ono clerk wa parliament clerk mu Luganda beera kalaani wa parliament twagala akangavulibwe kubanga ekintu kino kyali kikyamu ye nga accounting officer teyali kikkiriza kakati clerk wa parliament oba oyagala akola eki bannaye kuba clerk wa parliament si member wa commission mukozi wa commission era mu kusalawo ku commission teetaba mu kusalawo atula wali ne peni ye n'ekitabo ng'awandiika minutes kye bamugamba kyakola kakati mutudde mu meeting naye nga mwali n'awandiika minutes muyisiza directive kakati mugenda kwegabira sente ye n'ateekinga note ne mumugamba clerk sente ezo making sure immediately kubanga minister agamba with immediate effect ekitegeeza enkeera abantu bano baafuna sente muve ku bino babuzaabuza nti bakiteeka mu budget yaddako naki tebabuzaabuza kyali with immediate effect clerk yayina okuimplementing ekyo kati clerk agenze na implementing n'ateeka mu nkola commission kyegambye ate kakati musajja wattu bwe bali mu kunenya ate sigamba nti naye atuukiridde nnyo kansubire kinaamuwa ekyokuyiga n'abakozi ba gavumenti abalala nti gwe nga sibo saaba nti bajja kukozesa bakutomeze bujja okubeera mu buzibu wakati bano bapolitician baba bamanyi engeri y'okuzanya emizannyo gyabwe oba ne kooti oba naki kakati kooti egamba nti kakati mmwe bapolitician temulina buzibu ono omukozi wa parliament yalina obuzibu ekiteeso si ye yakiisa ne ku ssente teyafunako wadde ennusu 10 ezo zennyini ezo ayinza okuba yafuna endala simanyi naye zino ezoogerebwako akawumbi akamu miliyoni 7 teyafunako zaali za Honorable Mpuuga 5 Sirwanyi Solomon 4 Polisi akampulira 4 Esther Foychani 4 kati ono si ye yasalawo era teyafunako yadde 10 naye ate kooti yemu egamba nti kakati akangavulwe kati bano abalowooza nti kooti yabataasizza simanyi oba tebamanyi kusoma luzungu kubanga ne bwe tugamba nti kale amateeka togamanyi nnyo naye oluzungu ddu lwangu kansubire ekyo kitegeerekesa obulungi so ffe tukyalemeddeko sipiika byagamba nti kakati kooti yasazeewo ensonga enti tugenda gidibeetingako njagala kumujjukiza owekitiibwa Aneta Among kanjogera oluzungu oluganda lumusumbuwa. You are not Parliament of Uganda, you're the Speaker of Parliament. Parliament is all of us as leaders therein, elected leaders. Your duty is to preside. So do not frustrate our fight against corruption because we are not going to stop. So we are insisting we must be able to debate this matter. If they are saying they are innocent, if court is saying legally everything is okay, well, the same court is saying the clerk should be punished. So for us who want to deal with these people politically, if they think legally they are covered. Finally, Ali talked about yes, tamale mirundi bana ekitalo nnyo, kitalo ddala ekya mukadde waffe Joseph Tamale Mirundi. Tamale Mirundi ono abadde mukwano gwaffe oluusi tumukyalira nga alwadde ne Tamale yali muntu wanjawulo nga ne wobeera mukwano gwe oyinza omukyalira olwaleero nenja nakuyisaamu eggaali yoyo Tamale era twamwagalirayo bwe tutyo kuba tubeera n'abantu ab'emikwano bangi ng'omanya nti ono ali bw'ati ono ali bw'ati nga Tamale toyinza namubuulira kyama kubanga enkyajja kubeera ku live akyogere so mulina okwegendereza byomubuulira naye yagatta kinene nnyo by'eggwanga byaffe ebyamawulire nali mawulire okumala emyaka 14 kimu ku ebyo Tamale Mirundi kyeyalemerako ennyo nga bannamawulire batandika obbanyigiriza yali pulezidenti w'amawulire edda abamuyinza okuba temubimanyi naye yali akulembera Uganda Journalists Association era n'alwanirira eddembe ly'abannamawulire nga bagezaako okubanyigiriza nti kakati mulina okubeera ne zi degree mulina okukola ki ng'agamba kakati omubaka naye teyeetaaga kubeera na degree yeetaaga kubeera na senior 6 lwaki munnamawulire agenda okukavaringa omubaka ye omulemerako kyalina okubeera ne degree kugamba nga bakikola okugezaako okusindiikiriza abantu so yakola bingi ebyagatta ku ggwanga lyaffe tunakukwalira wamu ne family tetuli Uganda oba oli awo twali etabye mu kuziika kwena kino era bwe tunaddayo waka family tujja gituukirira tugikubagize naye nga tubasaasira nnyo. Finally, Joy Ruth Acheng. You see, when we say that Mr. Museveni's government is incompetent, these are the things we talk about. You get a joker, and he has admitted, Mr. Museveni said his cabinet is one of fishermen. Yeah. You can imagine. So what do you expect fishmongers to do? So by extension, everybody else. So he gets these political failures and then appoints them ambassadors. Being an ambassador is a very technical job because diplomacy world over is an intricate thing. It's not for every Tom, Dick and Acheng to do. No. This Joy Ruth Acheng is a political failure. She was called a district woman MP. For those who don't know, she failed. In 2016, she didn't return to parliament. So that's how she gets to be appointed ambassador. So she was not appointed because she was competent in diplomacy related issues. No, it's just because now this person, and she was UPC then she crossed to NRM. So they were saying, where do we fix this person here who has now come to join us? And then you send them to be an ambassador of a serious country like Canada. Okay, you take them to their countries which are jokers like the way Uganda is also. There are countries which don't care about these things, yeah? You dump them there. Those jokers, you dump them in countries which are not serious. Don't send them to Canada because Canada is serious. So they have said, we don't want this joker here. She's there making a joke of herself on the streets, you know, in a very flimsy manner, saying, we are also protesting to show the world that Mr. Museveni is good. An ambassador. You are on the street, you have gone to shelters, hired Ethiopians, Kenyans, given them, I'm told, $300 each. You can put on yellow t-shirts and we protest together. So unfortunately for her, they posted her in a serious country, which doesn't entertain foolery. So we shall be on the same flight with her back to Uganda. Maybe they can they can give her another posting. There are many positions now. There's now assistant at DC. I'm sure it will be fixed somewhere. Thank you.
Thank you very much. People power. Our power. Yeah, I think I'll be very brief because I think the LOP has responded to most of the issues. Nange kanegate ku LOP n'abalala okusasira family ya Tamale Mirundi omukukunavu abasinga babadde bamumanyi. Tunyolwa ne family kubanga abadde mu na Uganda weewaawo abasinga tubadde tetukanya naye ku nsonga ez'ebyobufuzi balera ayogera kino olala ayogera kiri naye ate nga president bwe yagamba luli buli omu n'abo abadde tebakiriziganya naye bakimanyi nti yali musajja mugezi ate ng'ali hilarious nnyo ali fane nnyo bw'omutunuulira bw'olaba ne bw'oba nga tokkiriziganya ne byayogerako naye engeri gy'abyogera ogenda kwesanga naawe osese. So ate nga manyi history so bingi nnyo bibadde osobola kumuyigirako naye nga bw'ogambye ki kye tuyiga nze ndowooza kimu mu bye tuyiga ebiseera ebyo abadde atera nnyo okucomplaininga engeri gavumenti ya Museveni engeri gye yamuyisaamu kubanga bamukola bintu bingi nnyo n'okutuuka of course okwogera ku nsonga bwe yafunamu buno obulwadde n'ebirala so abadde nga alaga disappointment y'amaanyi nnyo so ekyo kibeere ekyokuyigirako kyabo abakolera mwami Museveni kati balabe nti abantu bonna almost without exception abakoledde regime ya Museveni bamaliriza bejjusa nnyo era mu butambi yagamba kyasinga okwejjusa mu bulamu bwe bwonna kwe kwegata regime ya Museveni. Kakati ekyo nno kiyigiriza abalala don't wait to regret. Mukimanye nti eyo regime bw'ogikolera ate kusasula nga bw'esasudde oyo yagikolera nnyo kubanga mukimanyi bulungi nnyo nga yagidefendinga nga yakola ki era n'atuuka ne time obadde owulira nga abantu bagamba nti singa abadde mulala gwe bavaliwinga oba oli abaali badde bamutwala dda Germany oba n'awalala. So naye tusaasira famire ye era tusaba Omukama amuwa ekiwummulo eky'emirembe mpozi n'abantu baffe abafudde ekiteezi kyanaku nnyo nti abo abantu kasasiro you can imagine nti abantu mu 2024 basobola okubuutikirwa kasasiro ne bafa si bataano si bameka 35 naye ate batugamba abalala bangi bakyaliyo so nabo tusaasira families ezo naye era ndowooza kituyigirize nti manyi mu Uganda mulimu abantu bangi nnyo abalowooza nti bali safe ne beewala ebyobufuzi kubanga tebaagala kufa bakimanye nti bad governance esobola okusanga wonna kira nnyo bagamba nti bw'oba tolwanye ku makubo amalungi oyinza ofuna accident.
byebyo ebifa wano e Canada mulidde bulungi abakulembeze baffe n'ensonga bazitematema ebiriwo era ebigenda okubaawo nabyo ki tuteekeddwa okukola okulaba nga tutereeza eggwanga lyaffe. Kale baagala nnyo buli omu gamba munne agambe munne nti olutalo lwaffe omulimu guno gwaffe okutereeza Uganda yaffe temulala agenda gitutereereza.